Good morning, everybody. Drew Trafton here with you for your morning headlines. I'm at my desk once again because I wanted to show you something. The big story of the day that we're going to be talking about that you're going to be noticing, it's going to be hard not to notice, is the wildfire smoke outside. And that's been getting a lot of play, of course, just in national media, international media, because they're happening in Canada. The Canadian Forest Service saying that they're believing this is going to be one of their worst fire seasons that they've had in a long time. It's already ranking third in the last decade. We're not even halfway through the fire season yet. So just some context there, but wanted to show you how you can track your air quality. It's really, really easy. Of course, you can always watch local news. That's your best option, great option. We'll keep you posted. You can go to the Storm Tracker app. It's absolutely free. You can find it on any of your app Play stores. You can watch our newscasts. We always do updates online at inforum.com, but there is a government website that you can check and monitor your air quality. That is airnow.gov, airnow.gov. And here's what you're going to see if you do that. I'm going to show you my computer screen here. We're going to flip the camera real quick. And this is that website. And all it is all you do is you go there and you pop in your zip code and you'll get this map. And you can see here, so I put in Fargo's, and the reporting station's actually in Moorhead, and for this, so it popped in Moorhead, and it'll give us our colors. You can look at the map legend and see what exactly that means. So I'm going to pop that out here. So it says we are in moderate right now in the Fargo area, but you can see we're really close to that pocket of unhealthy, which is that orange color. And or unhealthy for sensitive people, which is the orange color, and this red color here where I just moved my cursor is unhealthy. We've even seen earlier today near the Bemidji area, we saw a purple color which popped up, which was a very unhealthy. But the air quality here, it says 98, which is considered moderate for pollutant in the air. The ozone level's good, but the pollutant is what's causing it. And obviously, that's that wildfire smoke. So just wanted to show you that. This morning. Sorry for the close-up on the face there. I'm sure we weren't all ready for that one. So just keep that in mind. Today, that's going to be the big story, and we are in an air quality warning until tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. So that's going to be something that continues for a while. The good news is, though, as Storm Tracker meteorologist Lydia Bloom told us this morning, there are some signs that Friday and Saturday a cold front's going to move through with some wind, and that's actually going to be able to move some of that wildfire smoke away from us. So we're looking for a nice weekend. And we're also covering a breaking news story for you overnight, just south of Moorhead, near Sabin. It was on 80th Street South. There's a bridge there. It's a railroad ties bridge. It's used for normal traffic, just cars and things like that, but it's made with railroad ties. And at 9:30 last night, fire crews responded there because that bridge was fully engulfed in flames. And just because of its rural location, investigators are thinking that might have been intentionally set. They haven't reached a conclusion yet, but that's a suspicion at this point. They were able to put that fire out, but because that bridge is made with railroad ties, it was soaked with creosote, which is kind of like an oil-like substance. It's kind of used for a preservative for those rail ties. To help fight off like fungus and bugs, infestations, things like that. Well, that got into the river while firefighters were putting out those flames, and the flames were melting it, and the Buffalo River, which is what flows underneath. And so now the investigators have alerted the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency and the Minnesota DNR just to check on the water levels to see, if it's considered hazardous or not. They've also been alerting people downstream of there of what they need to keep an eye out for, things like that. So there are dual investigations right now going on into what happened with that fire. So we're going to stay on top of that story for you throughout the day and let you know what's going on there. You can also find details on that exclusively right now at inforum.com. We also want to let you know the Fargo Park District made a decision on what to do with Yunker Farm. Master plan there. They've been kind of kicking the tires around on what to do with that site for a little while now. I want to say, close to a year. Maybe that's a little bit off base there. But so what they're going to do is they're going to actually relocate the dog park within there, and they're going to expand it, which is a big deal. They're going to also find a new spot for community garden plots within the park, and then they also are going to do a big looping trail on that park and have an outdoor classroom area, which will be pretty neat. It's going to be completed in 2 different phases. That is going to take about $9 million altogether, they're thinking, for that project. So a nice recreational area for the city that seems to be coming. We also have new reports this morning from the East Grand Forks City Council. They had a meeting last night. They're looking at their 2024 budgeting cycle and getting that set. And we now know that that's going to include some budget cuts, which they've been talking about. But they laid out some specific ideas for where those cuts could come from last night. So they're talking about maybe, and these are all ideas at this point. They're all in discussion phase. So no decisions have been made. They haven't looked into it, but they brought up the idea of talking about cutting the school resource officer that the city provides, potentially cutting the economic development director position for the city. They talked about selling the senior center there and moving all of those programs that are run out of the senior center currently to the library. They also talked about taking over some of the sports programs from the Park and Recs department, and even hiring a city engineer that would work just exclusively for the city. So there are different options on the table, and they're going to continue discussing those as they form their 2024 budget, which is going to be here before you know it. We also reported that North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum did officially sign an order now. He said he was going to, prior to launching his campaign for president, to send North Dakota Guard members to the U.S. southern border to help protect their main mission there to stop illegal immigration between the United States and Mexico. We have a few more details about that now because that order was signed. That's going to involve the 188th Engineer Company from Wahpeton, so about 125 Guard members are going to be going down for a month for that mission, and we know that's going to cost North Dakota taxpayers about $2.2 million to do that. We also wanted to let you know this morning about a recall that is involving some brands that you might have purchased at Walmarts in both North Dakota and Minnesota. So what we're talking about specifically, these are frozen fruits from Great Value. So we're talking Great Value sliced strawberries, Great Value mixed fruit, and the antioxidant blend that is sold from Great Family. So those 3 brands, which are sold at Walmarts in both North Dakota and Minnesota, have been voluntarily recalled. So that fruit was grown in Mexico, and they think it might have been exposed to hepatitis A. Now, there have been no reports of illnesses so far. This is a voluntary recall. So it's not something they're being forced to do. They're asking to take that off the shelf. So if you have those 3, any of those 3, you can take them back to Walmart's and you can get a full refund, or you can just throw them out. Your choice there. So we wanted to let you know about that. Coming up on Hot Mic this morning, WDAY Extra from 9 to 11. Dom Izzo is going to be talking with Dick Bramer. The Twins are going for a walk-off or a sweep of the Milwaukee Brewers after their walk-off win last night. He's also going to be talking about the Stanley Cup final, which has now concluded with the Las Vegas Golden Knights winning the Stanley Cup. Second fastest franchise to do that in NHL history. The only franchise that did it faster was the Edmonton Oilers. They did it in 5 seasons. That was back in the 1940s. The Vegas Golden Knights have played in 2 Stanley Cup finals. They did that in 6 seasons of play, and they've won a championship now. So some pretty incredible stuff there. And then over at Inforum.com, we've been talking about different things you can check out there. But if you live in Moorhead, you might find this one interesting. We got a sneak peek at what the inside of Moorhead High School looks like, the new Moorhead High School, which students and teachers will be moving into in just about 6 months. So you can check that out. That's on our must-reads section right now over at Inforum.com. All right, everybody, I hope you have a really great day. We'll be back with you tomorrow for First News from 5 to 7. Don't forget, we still have an 11 a.m., a 4, a 5, a 6, a 9, and a 10 o'clock newscast for you on WDAY and WDAY Extra today. Have a great one. Bye.